There's a reason no one teaches men this. Because if you knew what to look for, if you saw the signs early, you'd stop wasting your time with women who slowly drain your power. The truth is, most men ignore the red flags. Not because they're weak, but because they were never told what unacceptable looks like. She flirts with other men in front of you. She disrespects you around friends. She plays emotional games, disappears, then comes back like nothing happened. And you? You tell yourself it's just her personality. You think being patient will fix it. You believe love means overlooking flaws. But let me ask you this. When did patience become permission? When did love start looking like self-betrayal? Because there are 8 behaviors that, if you accept them once, they'll become the new normal. And when that happens, it's not her fault. It's yours. Stay until the end. Because the last one I'll share is the most dangerous. The one that destroys a man from the inside out. Number 1. Disrespecting you in public. Whether it's mocking you in front of friends, cutting you off mid-sentence, or throwing sarcastic jabs when others are around. It's not just joking. It's disrespect. And the worst part? You laugh it off. You smile and stay silent. You think being the bigger person keeps the peace. But here's what's really happening. She's testing your boundaries. And if you let it slide once, she'll do it again. Because in her mind, if I can humiliate him here, he's not strong enough to lead anywhere. Imagine this. You're at a dinner party. She interrupts your story and says, "Oh, please don't listen to him. He exaggerates everything." Everyone laughs. You force a smile. You say nothing. And in that moment, you didn't just lose her respect, you gave her permission to keep going. Disrespect isn't how attraction fades, it's how it dies. If you're finding value in this so far, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and turned on notifications. It helps more than you know, and lets me keep making content that actually matters. Number 2. Emotional manipulation disguised as mood swings. One day she loves you. The next she's cold, distant, blaming you for things you didn't even know you did. You walk on eggshells. You second-guess every word. You start asking her if you're okay. And she says, "I'm just emotional. You know how I get. You should understand me better." No, you're not her therapist. You're not her emotional punching bag. You're a man, and you deserve peace. Here's the trap. You start thinking, if I just love her harder, she'll stop. If I just stay calm, she'll come around. But emotional instability is not a test of your love. It's a test of your limits. Imagine this. You text her good morning. She replies 3 hours later with, "Oh, now you care?" You ask what's wrong. She says, "You should know." And suddenly you're apologizing for something you didn't even do. That's not a relationship. That's psychological warfare. Number 3. Invasion of privacy disguised as care. She wants to know your passwords. She checks your phone while you're in the shower. She questions where you've been, with who, and for how long. At first it feels flattering. She must really care. She's just a little insecure. No, my friend. That's not care, that's control. Because when someone respects you, they trust your actions, even when they can't see them. Here's how it creeps in. She asks to use your phone, then later says, "I saw your Instagram DMs. Who's Sarah?" You explain. You reassure. You give up more privacy to prove you're loyal. But that's not trust, that's surveillance. And it only gets worse. Imagine this. You're out with your friends. Phone rings. It's your girlfriend, again. She asks, "Why aren't you texting me back every 5 minutes? Are you trying to avoid me?" That's not love. That's control disguised as connection. And if you allow it, you teach her one thing: your boundaries don't matter. Number 4, mocking your goals or dreams. She laughs when you talk about your business idea. She rolls her eyes when you say you're hitting the gym again. She calls your passion projects a phase or a waste of time, and you tell yourself she's just being realistic. She just doesn't want me to get hurt. No, she's not protecting you. She's protecting her control, because the moment you grow, you become harder to manipulate, harder to rely on, and harder to cage. Imagine this: you tell her you're saving to start your own company. She smirks and says, "Oh, right, the next millionaire. Let me know when you get your first customer." And instead of standing firm, you doubt yourself. You scale down your dream. You stop talking about it altogether. That's how it starts. Real love doesn't shrink your vision, it fans the flames. So when someone mocks your mission, it's not just disrespect, it's sabotage. Number 5, emotional withdrawal used as punishment. She goes cold for days, doesn't return your texts, doesn't say goodnight, barely looks at you. And when you ask what's wrong, she says nothing. Or worse, it's fine. But it's not fine, because love doesn't go silent to prove a point. She's not processing, she's punishing. And here's how it traps you. You start questioning everything. Did I say something wrong? Should I have done more? Is she falling out of love? Imagine this. You had a minor disagreement. Nothing serious. You thought it was over. But the next day, she's distant, cold, and unreachable. No explanation. No closure. Just silence. And just when you start pulling away to protect yourself, she snaps back like nothing happened. That's not emotional maturity. That's manipulation. Because consistency is love, and disappearing is control. Number 6, constant comparison to other men. She says it jokingly. Why can't you be more like Sarah's boyfriend? He plans everything. Or worse, my ex used to surprise me more. It's subtle, it's casual, but it cuts deep because no man wants to be someone else's measuring stick. Here's the truth. When a woman respects you, she uplifts you in private and in public. She sees your effort. She builds you up. But when she starts comparing you, she's not challenging you to grow. She's reminding you you're not enough. Imagine this. You cook dinner, light candles, put in effort, and she says, "Aw, look at you trying to be romantic. James used to do this too." Now that night, it's ruined. Not because of what she said, but because of how she made you feel. Comparison isn't motivation, it's humiliation in disguise. You're not here to compete with ghosts, you're here to build something real. Number 7, using you for emotional support, while keeping you on standby. She texts you when she's sad, calls you when she's lonely, tells you all her problems, cries on your shoulder. But when she's happy, you don't hear from her. You're not invited, you're not needed. She's not building a future with you. She's using you as an emotional crutch. And you convince yourself, she just needs time. She's been hurt before. She'll see I'm the one. But bro, if a woman sees you as the one, she doesn't put you on pause while she lives life with someone else. Imagine this. She vents about her toxic ex. You listen, you support, you even give her advice. Then a week later, she's back with him, posting smiling selfies. While you sit there thinking, what did I do wrong? Nothing. You were just a safe space, not a priority. You weren't her man, you were her band-aid. Number 8, the ultimate red flag. She starts treating you like a backup plan but never says it out loud. She doesn't break up with you. She doesn't fight. She doesn't even complain much anymore, because deep down she's already moved on. Emotionally, she's just waiting to find someone better, waiting until she's sure there's a softer landing. So she keeps you around, keeps the photos, keeps the "I miss you" texts, keeps just enough intimacy to keep you confused. You become her emotional insurance, not her emotional priority. And here's the worst part. You feel it, but you ignore it. You keep hoping, keep giving, keep loving, because it hasn't officially ended, because there's no clear betrayal, because technically she's still yours. But the truth, she's already left. You're just the guy she's using to pass the time. Imagine this. You plan dates, she cancels. You talk about the future, she changes the subject. You give her everything, she gives you crumbs. And when she finally disappears for good, you realize you were never her forever, you were just her for now. Don't let that happen again. And if you're ready to finally understand how attraction really works, subscribe now, because in the next video, I'll reveal the 4 hidden spots on a woman's body that secretly trigger her attraction when touched right, and how the right touch in the right place can make her crave your presence without even knowing why. Trust me, you don't want to miss that.